Welcome back, everyone, to round 6 commentary of the SuperNationals. I'm WGM Sabina Foisor. Very excited to be back with another day of chess from Orlando, Florida. I would like to take this opportunity to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope your day is filled with lots of love and joy, and you're being shown love on this special day. I would like to also thank US Chess for having me here to comment on every single round of this tournament. It's not something we do. It's the first time ever that all the rounds are being broadcasted. And we're doing commentary for them. So thankful to also Precision Tune AutoCare and specifically David and Maureen Grimond for supporting the stream and making it happen throughout. Hi everyone in the chat. Let me know when where you're watching, and if I happen to make any mistake, please let me know as soon as possible. We don't want to miss any any opportunities to interact with one another. And well, I make mistakes often, so like I did earlier today. Apparently I went live being muted, so thanks Monsieur for catching that. What else can I say? If you're watching from the Skittles room, don't forget to join in the stream, say hi, feel free to tag me on social media, follow US Chess. Today is the last day that you can register for this giveaway. So go on US Chess social media accounts, find the list of the players who have signed this board, tag that name either here or in the post. Write down who's your favorite chess player from all the signatures, and you'll be entered the chance to win this signed board. Let's not forget it has signatures by legendary and top grandmasters like, you know, Yasser Seirawan. We also have Fabiano Caruana, Wesley So, Hikaru Nakamura, Leinier Dominguez, Levon Aronian, Irina Krush, Carissa Yip, and many others. So let me know in the chat. All right, without further ado, we haven't had as much time to look at all the games that were submitted in previous rounds. I tried to do a bit of recap to get you into the competition spirit and mode. But now we do have a little bit of time before round 6 gets started. So I would like to take a moment to look at this first game, which was submitted. And this game was sent by the dead of Jan Gush. So I'm told by the dead that this is so with the white pieces is Vian, and with the black pieces Rafael Martinez Villar. Vian is 1154, and with the black pieces Rafael is 1344. This is his first year learning chess and competing in a chess tournament, and he's from Ohio. And it seems that he has made a lot of progress from his first tournament, where he was playing under 500, to now. And he played the first time against the Najdorf Sicilian and managed to secure a win. Let's see, how does an 1100 who recently learned to play chess play? Let's see. I have not seen the game yet. I'm going to put the bar for you guys here so you can see it, and let me know if I mess anything up. So what have we had here? So we had the Sicilian, knight f3, d6, d4 takes, knight f6, knight c3, the Najdorf. All right, very cool. The Najdorf, it's not an easy opening to play against at higher levels. Imagine when you have to play against it at lower levels. I think it must be even harder, extra hard. So it seems that in this position, Vian has gone for a more quiet approach. Let's say bishop e2. And there's quite a few other books that are other moves that are known in this position. Bishop g5, bishop c4. That is another move that we can play here with white. But Vian went for the simple bishop e2. And I say simple because it's a nice development move. White will proceed with the castling, get the bishop out and everything, and things would go, well. e5, it's black's approach in this position. Knight f3. Nothing quiet about bishop g2. Artistic Honor, you're back. Welcome back. I'm glad you weren't here earlier because apparently I was muted for like half the stream so far. So it's not quiet. Well, I mean, it's more quiet if you castle short, right? If you castle long, nothing is quiet. You're gonna go for some attacks. But if you castle long, listen, there's gonna be some serious things. Okay, bishop e6, very normal. Black is preparing to play d5. Vian castled. Bishop e7, bishop e3. I like bishop e3. I know sometimes people try to wait a little bit and play the move h3 to stop black from going knight to g4, and then after that try to go bishop e3. I think this is certainly something that can be played in that position, but here probably black castles. And if you attempt something like this, black can always go back bishop d7. Some new line. Okay. Well, that's okay. I mean, I still think it's more quiet than going for the super aggressive long castle. Wouldn't you say so, Artistic Honor? I would say so. But okay, let's see how aggressive it gets. I mean, you'll tell me what I'm saying wrong. This is not a line that I'm super familiar with actually for white pieces. So I will learn something myself, I'm sure. Okay, so bishop d7, and then maybe we can just, but then this is kind of like a wasted time. Yeah, I also love opposite side castling. I think it brings, it improves creativity. It brings for some nice attacking ideas. I think it's kind of nice. But short castle, there's nothing wrong with short castle either. So queen d2 was played, and black played queen c7. Okay, knight g5. Okay, maybe black could have considered to play h6 so that knight g5 is not an option. Although you can move the bishop, why waste the time to do that? So after queen d2, queen c7, knight g5. This is what black played. A bit premature, I think, this d5 move. Black's main plan is, of course, to get rid of this outpost that they give white when they play e5. But if you're playing it too soon, you might be losing material, and it looks like black only has 2 pieces controlling that square, while white has 3. So that was a bit too soon. Probably black should hold on to the bishop, then chase the knight away. They can come back with the bishop in e6, rook d8, knight c6 or knight d7, and then support that pawn push. While d5 seems to be a mistake, white captured very nicely, and now obviously you cannot recapture. This knight is protected, so it's not like you're just gonna take and be like, oh, I'm winning the knight. No, you're not. That just drops a piece. So rook d8 was played, and now it's important to figure out a way to stay with the extra pawn. Looks like Vian decided to go for bishop f3, which seems like a nice approach to defend the pawn, but maybe this could have been something that white could have done, because, you know, taking that bishop is always it's always nice, especially because you wasted a bit of time to put the knight to g5. Now you can take it, and then you can play bishop f3 here, and then whenever they recapture, you can take back once again, and then you'll have the opportunity to support that knight with c4, rook d1, and just, you know, be up a pawn. This is something that Vian could have done. Instead, he actually ended up going for bishop f3 directly. Double pawns are not fun at all, no. Bishop f3. h6. Well, see, you need to be careful and look for the threats that are available in the position. or that are happening in the position. In this situation, white has put the knight in g5, but they do want to take that bishop eventually. They do want to hold on to the pawn. So with black, you have to save your bishop. You already lost the pawn. You cannot just leave the bishop there. But since you cannot take it right now because white has protected it, you could probably just move it somewhere. Maybe f5 to also threaten to go e4. This takes the bishop away from the attack, and then e4 is played, the bishop goes back, and black will be able to try to get the pawn back. And for example, now if you go rook d1 to support it, who knows, maybe we'll try to put even additional pressure. Maybe bishop b4, pin the knight, try to get rid of one defender to get the d5 pawn. This is something that black would have done, but it looks like black kind of messed up here with h6. I hope Vian, yes, good job, Vian. He took that bishop. And now we're back to the previous position, rook d1. Look at that. He's looking at the threat. I mean, he's 1100. He's looking at the threat. Black is trying to get his pawn back that he worked so hard to get. Well, it wasn't that hard. Black just gave it up. But listen, you're up a pawn. Why wouldn't you keep it, right? So takes, bishop f8, queen e2. Okay, queen e2 is nice. He's making very nice, sensible moves. I think it's called. That's the word I wanted to use, because there's a pin. You know, just get the queen away. When you see a rook on the same file as the queen, get the queen away from harm's way, and you'll be fine. This move could also be something to consider, but it's not so natural. I think this is perfectly natural. And black took the pawn back temporarily. Did he take? He took with the bishop. Okay, knight takes is nice too. Typically, when you have the bishop pair, you do want to keep it. And this is something I love to tell my students, especially when people are more new to chess. People who've been playing for a while, they kind of have asked themselves that question. But if you happen to be in the stream and you have not asked yourself the question, take a moment and think about it. Have you ever asked yourself why knights are worth the same as bishops, but bishops control way more squares? Like imagine you put a bishop in the middle of the board, it controls 13 squares. If you put a knight in the middle of the board, it's only 8. So why is it that bishops and knights are worth 3 points each? And don't give me an answer, oh, you know, bishops are better in open positions and knights are better in close. Yeah, I know that. That is not the reason why they're worth the same, in my opinion. So, which one in the chat can answer that question? I want to know. It's very important. And once you answer that question, you'll understand why the bishop pair is so important to have. Does anyone want to attempt the answer before I give it? Knight hop? What? No, that's not the answer, Artistic Otter. But I appreciate your enthusiasm. Is there anyone else who would like to answer? North is down. Oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm back. Be sure to follow my own channel too. I'd love to see you on my channel too. Yes, great answer. That is the answer. North is down. But you are strong enough that you could have given that answer. But okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Yes. Bishops are colorblind. You always have to answer in this fashion, Artistic Otter. Okay, listen. Both North is down and Artistic Otter are correct. So bishops control only one color square. When you start the game, you have 2 bishops. Each one is on one color. The knight can control both squares, both color squares, not in the same time, but as they switch from light square, they control a dark square. From a dark square, they can control a light square. So whenever, you know, they're 8 plus 8, that's 16 technically, right? As they switch around, and the bishop does not switch, so it's 13. But because of that, you know, power dynamics in a way, both of them are worth about 3 points. Now, depending on the position, yes, bishops could be a bit more valuable than knights, but you need to know that information in order to remind yourself not to give up the bishops for the knights unless you're getting something else in return, because typically, especially in the beginning of the game, bishops do control more squares, and it's more, it's just like, it's more important, the power of the bishop at the start, because the knight, it doesn't matter as much that it can control both squares when it's early in the game, because you can use other pieces to do that as well. But once you're getting towards an end game, knights and bishops really, like, it really does matter that knights can switch around and bishops cannot. Imagine if pawns are being blockaded on one color only, then the knight will be able to both protect their own pawns and attack the opponent's pawns, which very likely are on the other color. The bishop will only be able to do one thing, either attack or protect their own pawns. So that is why you're hearing this, and it's very important. So whenever you have the bishop pair, please don't give it away that easily. Okay, do not, be mindful about it. And here, Vian, of course, this is still a very good move. Okay, I just want to give extra advice that will be beneficial to everyone watching this who's trying to be reminded of important chess principles that will help them simply get better or consider more things as they're playing their games. So if you can afford, like if you can take with the knight and maintain your bishop pair, then you probably should do that. After bishop takes d5, see, black took it. Now, obviously, white should be winning here. They're up a pawn. They're also attacking the queen. They have completed their development, which is so great to see for someone who's 1100, because I do have some students who are around that level, maybe even higher, who forget about this. So this so far has been a really well played game by Vian. Queen f7, and now knight to b6. Takes. Rook a7. Ouch. Ouch. I would not want to be in poor black shoes here, because once this knight goes away, that rook will be captured. Look at that. Double attack. Brilliant. There's also there are a few other moves that can be good there, but I like that. Rook a8, and now he took another pawn. Very nice. Actually, it was a triple attack. My bad. Apologies. Okay, freebie. He took the freebie. Queen takes a2. Rook d8. Yes, let's go, Vian. Queen a1 check. Queen f1. Of course, we're perfectly fine to trade pieces when we're up. Material black, of course, does not want to trade. Besides, look at this issue here. Black is pinned, so all white needs to do now is place the knight in d7, and that's going to bring extra pressure to the knight in b8 and be able to win. After queen a5, rook took b5, and or knight g6. Sure, knight g6 is also kind of nice here. This was played. I actually like this because it's basically double attack. Queen c7 took there. Ah, he did not want to go for this. Sometimes we forget about some pieces. Queen d3 check would be nice. G6. Rook f7. And we can choose various mates. Okay, you can sack the queen too. And there we have it. So this would have been a way to win. Don't forget, like, something else that you have to remind yourself is whenever you're up material, just remind yourself that you have to actually utilize that extra material. Don't just use some of it. Use all of the pieces, because that's how you will really show superiority in the position compared to the opponent. Bishop f4. Wow, this kid is good. Like, the rook is attacked, but he doesn't even move it. He finds this in-between move. Like, this is deep. This is deep in-between move idea. Doesn't even move the rook. Okay, and then he took that. And it's a skewer, of course, not just attacking the queen, right? Wow. Queen takes e2, he took. And probably the end was near. Let's see how his opponent, no, he did not resign. He traded queens. Okay. Did he take all the pieces, or? I'm just curious how kids mate these days. He didn't even take the pawn in f2. He was trying to be fancy. Okay, ooh, he played rook g4. He should have made sure that the king could go there, and now mate. Wow, very nice. Very nice game by Vian. Again, he's dead sent this game, and I received it finally. Thank you, Brian, for sending it. And this was played in round 5, so yesterday. So if the dead is watching, I hope he's happy with my suggestions. I hope Vian, like, the fact that he's been playing chess for about a year and he's been doing better is very important. His passion for chess should be nourished and encouraged. So if you have the opportunity to take him to more tournaments and, you know, get him to spend time on chess every day, that would be You know, brilliant. Congrats on this win. Like, definitely. His opponent was 1344. It did not look like Vian played 1100. So congrats on this game. And looking forward to see even more of these. Okay. Let's see here. Let me save this so that I have one more game that I want to make sure. Well, I'm curious if it got saved with my analysis or not. It should have, right? Let's see. I think it did. Okay, the next game that I received. I need to, I'll be looking at my phone, so I'm not texting or anything. I am just making sure that I can see the game. Because I did get this game, and I don't really know. It's just a PDF. So, let's hope that I can do. So this game was sent by Rivers, who played in the K6 under 1000s. And he... Okay, we'll try to see if we can get this or not. Let's see. I don't know the ratings or anything. I just know it's round 3. So we'll get started from the beginning. So it was... So Rivers has white, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, and then we'll get back to catch up with the games because I believe we're ready. c3, knight f6, d4. Okay, so we have the Ponziani, d4, takes d4, e5, queen e7. I don't know if queen e7 is the move here. I thought it was knight e4 or knight d5 here, right? I think this is the move, and then you can transpose to some, like if you do that, there's bishop e4 check or d5, and you know, it's nice for black to remain with the knight here. But looks like black played queen e7, so these players are below 1000. We don't know exactly what their rating is. Pawn takes d6, nice, putting pressure. Bishop b5. Bishop d7, castle. Pawn takes e5. So looks like Rivers took the knight. We talked about the bishop pair, right? The importance of the bishop pair. That did not go very well. Probably this should have happened. And now, you know, you move this knight somewhere, and then white will get a bit of initiative attacking the knight. Queen e2, rook e1, knight c3 should be looking good. But white took here. He probably wanted to take this with the knight. Rook e1. No, he did not want to take it with the knight. Uh-oh. This is not quite ideal. I thought, like, this would be nice. Yeah, if he took the knight, gave up the bishop pair, got something in return, I would say yes. But that's not what happened. Rook e1. Black castled long. Putting some pressure here, but it seems like it's not quite ideal because we can take, and white took knight d5. No, bishop d5. Knight c3. Okay. Queen d6. Okay. If you ever have this types of position where someone puts the queen in d6 and you got the knight in the center, this is the kind of move you want to do, like always. Create a potential discovery, and this queen is not doing well there at all. Queen d6. Knight d3. Yeah, I do not like the bishop in e3 very much. Like, it has to go to bishop e3. It has to go to f4. This is a bit passive. Okay, so we have opposite side castling, so both sides have to try to find a way to attack the opponent's king, right? Rook c1 idea, queen a4, bringing the knight to c5 maybe. As for black, they can certainly try to push that h pawn forward. Once it gets to h4, maybe we'll play h3, but that's exactly what black wants, because then either the h2 square will be weak, or black could start pushing the g pawn. So white went here, but this is a mistake because it allows black to start getting some pressure in the center. Black took, and did they take the pawn back? They did not capture here. That's surprising. That is a free pawn, but black didn't see it. They played h4. And now white made a small mistake, if this is the move that I'm seeing at rook e5. So, you know, black did not take the chance to take the pawn. We need to do something about the weakness. We got rook c1, we got rook e7 to put pressure there. The queen can come out. You're going to lose this pawn. That's okay. But you should focus on black's king. They want to take this pawn anyway. So if you play rook e5, it's just like you're inviting them to make a good move. And whenever you're playing chess, you do not want to be helpful towards your opponent. So that was definitely a big mistake. Now bishop e3. Rook b4 was played. Rook b4. Okay, maybe that's not necessarily the best location for the rook. Black can consider some trades, maybe rook here or maybe rook here to try to trade the rook. But instead, rook b4 was played. Rook e7. Okay, now we're talking. This is the kind of move that I want. Activity. Activity on the 7th. Rook c f8. Rook c1. Okay, this is what I wanted earlier. Very cool. Okay, white is putting pressure. Now they looked at the threat and they played here. Very nice. Rook b5. Bishop takes a7. Okay. You gotta be careful not to get that bishop trap, but it should be fine. Bishop takes a7. Oh my goodness, look at this fancy idea that white decided to do. They want to create a discovery, and they took in b7, opened up the bishop to take that pawn. Inviting the opponent to make poor moves is a better strategy. Yes, I'm with you, North is down. Totally with you. That is the way to play chess. Invite your opponent to make bad decisions. Bad moves. Look at that. He came back in the game. He did. Knight d5. Okay, now this is a weakness. We gotta try to get it, but also Like, we want to do this, right? So we technically could play here because the bishop from afar is actually controlling a1. So no, that's not a mate. I'm not blundering mate, okay? But f6 could be a bit unpleasant, right? It's now the mate is threatened. Don't you make this blunder, because you're gonna get mated then, right? That's why I played f6. But you can play the move h3. This is a nice Luft idea. We play h3, we free up the king, then we take that. That's, you know. But white did not play that. This is a weakness. So when you see a weakness, a pawn wandering around in the corner or something, you do not want to trade it. You want to try to block it so that it doesn't advance forward, and then attack it and then win it. So h3 was definitely the move, or rook c4 followed by h3 to make sure that pawn doesn't advance. Looks like white played this move, which I don't like because it allows black to trade their weakness. Now, I am not sure with which pawn white ended up taking. It's not, I believe it was h, then rook a3 was played. Rook b1. Yeah, you gotta protect the extra pawn, but that's so passive. Now, maybe he took with the f pawn because after this, it says rook b1, and then black played some king move. And then I think white pushed this pawn, and black played here. And then this. So I don't know what happened here. This is all I have. It's a draw. They agreed on a draw in this position. So this was played between Rivers and Emil, and it was played in the under 1,000 section of K3. K6, sorry, K6. Okay, I mean, yeah, white should not play that move. It's there's no need to make that move, right? Okay, I believe that is it. These are the only 2 games that I received. So if you ever have such a position where you have, if this really happened, a faraway pass pawn, free to just go to promotion, yes, you had some winning chances here. Definitely, it's, you know, for me, I'd say it's winning. h5, h6, just push the pawn. Black's knight is not quite able to stop that. You can attempt this and knight g6, but now the knight and the rook are bound to stay to stop that h pawn from advancing. We can go rook f1 or something and just you know, we can have this idea where we're bringing the rook somehow on the 6th rank, grabbing the knight after we play h7, then promoting, and we can be up a piece and winning that endgame quite easily. So we had some interesting games so far, I would say. I mean, thank you so much for those who submitted them. You still have the chance to submit them fast before the final game, and who knows, if we still have some, we might even make some videos later on YouTube to let you know. But thank you for those games that were submitted so far. And yeah, hopefully it was a good learning idea. Now let's get back to the tournament, guys. I think everyone is kind of looking forward to it. I know I am looking forward to seeing what is going on the top boards. So if I get more game submissions, I'll be sure to show them. But now, oh, now people are coming. Good, good. At least I'm not muted anymore. Apparently I was muted. Let me know where you're watching from. And let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you are in Orlando, if you're in the Skittles room watching this, you know, or not, or where are you from? If I don't know you, but even if I know you, stop by and say hi. I can see that there are many of you on stream, and I always love to interact with my chat, and especially also because this tournament, if there are any parents or kids who are playing in the tournament who are excited about a specific game that they played or they were broadcasted live, and they want me to let them know what I thought about the game, or get any encouraging statements, or bring Regina on the stream for some you know, motivation, for some lucky cat, I'll be happy to do that for you. So you just say the words and it's happening. This was the game from last night. A really tough loss for Gordon. I think you know, sometimes we get lucky in chess. Shout out to Brewington for fighting till the end, for really wanted to get this win, and he did manage to. Luck was on his side on this one. Let's see what today's round 6 brings in the in this group. I want to just remind you that right now in the K-12 section, Brewington is the only player, sole player with 5.5, with 5 out of 5, and there are 8 players trailing him with 4.5, and that's Joseph Levine, Eric Liu, Narayan Venkatesh, Slate Kent, very nice game actually yesterday, same by Jacori Binum, Roger Zhang, Anjanea had a great game, by the way, yesterday. He beat Nico Chasen. Like, I don't know if you watched that game. I don't know what Nico did, but he did beat him. So he's trailing as well. Anjanea is from Illinois. And then we have Pranav Swaminathan. So we have quite a few players trailing for the championship. Hi, Arip. Great to see you again. I'm back. I'm glad you're here now, because apparently, you know, I was talking for 10 minutes, but I was muted, so nobody has any idea what I said. I could have just said all these fancy things, given you all my secrets, and now you just have to deal with my voice for the stream. All right, let's catch up with these games. So it looks like Brew decided to go for a reverse Grunfeld. He's playing all these very interesting openings. I like it. I gotta say, last night I messaged Brew. I was like, nice game. I'm glad you won. I mean, you know, you got lucky. And then he's like, yeah, I did. And then I told him I really loved his f6. For those of you who are here on stream for round 3, I mentioned that f6 idea against b3 first move, and he said, yeah, I analyzed that. That's pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, now I can finally trust my dad after so many years that he didn't teach me something wrong. He probably got a good laugh out of it. I don't know. I don't, you know, I was just, I've been following his progress for many years now, and just, I felt like I should send him an encouraging text. So let's see what is going on here. d4, e6. So what do we expect? Do you think he's gonna go for b3 here? Do you think he's gonna go for c4? Do you think, I mean, c3? Nah, he can play reversed. Slav, I would probably play b3 here, maybe. a3 maybe is also an option, because if black develops the bishop, then you can play this and then go b4, bishop b2, and then c4. There are quite a lot of options that you can do here with white. We'll have to wait and see. What is your usual response after knight f3? d5. d5 is my usual response. Now we have Jacori Binum playing against Eric. Eric Liu. Eric is the nationals champion from last year. I'm pretty sure I commented on his game. He was a co-champion. Bam, bam, bam. And the Najdorf, very popular these days. Always remember, in a knight endgame, try to place your pieces, especially your king, on squares of the opposite color from your opponent's knight to avoid fork. Yes. The thing is that it's not so easy. It's not so easy because that knight switches colors. So you will have to keep moving around. Like your opponent will keep moving the knight, and then you'll have to keep moving the king. So I don't know. I don't know how that would go, if it would be really that helpful. But yeah, I guess you could say that, Arab, if you want. Yeah. Bishop e3, d5, bam, bam. Bishop c4, castle, castle. Bishop e3 indicates the English attack. That's right. That's right. But here I think it's this is a more, yeah, castle. Okay, this is really, is this how this line is played? Bishop e3, bishop g5? Seems like a waste of time, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem? Yeah. Do you think he messed up and then he's like, oh, let me just go to g5? But I mean, he did go bishop e3 though. Like, he could have gone bishop g5, right? I mean, if he wanted to go bishop c4, he would have gone bishop c4 here, I think. And then you can't go e5, so you usually go e6. But the way the move order was played with bishop e3, you actually can go e5. So, I mean, now, like, this is the most popular line. I've seen so many games with this knight b3. Just kind of controlling that side of the board. Sometimes they go a4, a5, and try to get a bishop there. You know, but here knight f3 is also quite popular, of course. But I'm just, I don't think it makes that much sense after castle to go bishop g5. Like, I think castle is the most natural. Bishop here, right? And then knight c6 or something, and then you develop rook d1, something. Yeah, bishop c4 was Fischer's favorite move. I think he was typically playing it against the, probably against everything. But I've seen most games against the dragon, but yeah. This could be prep because like both players are playing quite fast here. Queen takes. And now maybe knight d5. Or maybe queen e2, rook d1. I don't know. Knight d5. Okay, well. Guess one move. That's good. Knight d5. And yeah. Bishop g4 is aligned, then knight a5, try to trade the bishop. Here? Here, bishop g4? We can't play h3? Or you're gonna take? But if you take, I'm happy, no, with white? Am I not happy here with white? To attract h3, so this is a weakness. Then you go back. Are you sure this is the line? So how does this help that the pawn is in h3? Will it have some sacrifices? Queen d7 takes in h3? Okay. I guess that makes sense. I mean, I see what you're saying. So they cannot play g3 to control the f4 square. So at some point when you move the knight and trade the bishop, the knight can... smart. Okay, well, we learned a new thing. I learned a new thing. Sounds good. Thanks for sharing that, Arab. Okay. Now probably queen d8 or something? And then queen e2, rook d1, right? Is black gonna be able to do this? Probably. Like, if I were black, I would go. I would go to try to take that bishop first. And then I think there's plans with f5. We'll be back to see how Eric does this. He's had some very nice attacking games, by the way. Anjanea. Okay, so Anjanea is the one who beat Nico in the round 4 yesterday. It was a pretty nicely played game. Okay, this is some delayed exchange variation, which is pretty fine. Queen h5, queen d7. This is actually interesting. I don't think I've seen queen h5 being played here. White usually plays knight f3, but like... But black gave up the dark square bishop, which is interesting to me, because usually you keep that bishop in d6. Huh, and it says... How do we feel about this, I wonder? This is an interesting approach by Anjanea. So now 95 is being threatened, I think. Can we just do this, or? I would like to castle long if I were black. I know the B file is open, but I want to say that I'm not that scared. Still early to tell. We'll be back to this game. Let's see some of the other openings. What did we have here? Alapin. Ah, this Alapin line. Okay. D6 takes with a queen. Ah, interesting. Pawn takes is also an option, of course. Then you have some similar pawn structures, symmetrical. Maybe d4, and then we'll see. Do we take? Knight c6, d5. But queen takes actually makes sense. Knight a3, with ideas of playing knight b5, knight c4 and stuff. And should we play a6? Seems natural, right? Machine, hey! Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Whether you're right now in Florida, or you're watching from home, or you are spending some time to yourself, or I don't know what you're doing, wherever you are. I hope you have a beautiful day filled with lots of love and joy, and take some time to yourself to remember that you are loved and appreciated and thought about. Sorry, I get emotional when I had to on this specific day. I always get emotional, so I hope you have a good day. And if you are you're obviously a son, you cannot not be a son or a daughter. I hope you take this time to remind your mom how thankful you are for everything she has done for you, to help you be as successful as you can be, and support you throughout your years of
development and, you know, for giving you life and everything else. There are lots of moms who are supporting their kids in the SuperNationals, of course, being here on stream, and maybe some moms are listening to the stream in the Skittles room or watching. Like I said, I'm grateful that you are taking the time to support your kids, to follow their passions, and are always there for them. So just know that. I hope they let you know that you're being appreciated every day. Not just today, but today's special. So anyways. Hi, Finver. How are you doing? And now please don't remind me it's Mother's Day anymore. I've already said it 2 times. I'm getting too emotional about it. All right. So, what do we do here? What do we do here? Oh, that was not played. Black played bishop d7. How do we feel about this move? Guess he didn't want to play a6. Maybe he thought it's a weakening move. But I don't like the bishop in d7. But okay, that's me. I don't like things. Should I do this? Basically, the kind of setup that I want for white, just to kind of like, I want a pawn in d4. I want this knight to go to e5. I want this castle. I want to find a way, or maybe I don't want the knight in f3. Maybe that's why I want d4. I want the knight in e2. I want the bishop in f4, and I want the castle. Maybe I want the queen in h5. I haven't decided yet. But I want too many things there. Also, is this a trap or something? Because I just saw that move. It is a trap. Let's figure out why this is a trap. Because we're hitting these 2 pawns. Oh, bishop d7 is theory here? Okay, I don't know this theory if there is. So what's the move that white should play here? If it is theory. Really? Huh. You sure, Finver? You're getting penalized. Or bishop c6. You think you're gonna take my pawn in g2? Nope. Not happening today. I know I may be a bit tired from yesterday. I know I stayed till 2 a.m. to finish my report. No, my game. My annotations for the games, because I really wanted to have some annotations for the report, which will be coming later today from JJ. And I know I woke up at 7, so that was like, how many hours of sleep? 4, 5, 4.5. I'm running on 4.5 hours of sleep, but that's okay. I got my coffee. Yeah, I'm ready. 5 hours of sleep. But I'm feeling better than ever, so I'm here for the tactics. I'm here for it. No, I wanted to do it. I didn't have to do it. I just I happen to be too much sometimes. I happen to be too much. Some people are not. No, there's a move here because he played knight f3. He can't play knight f3. But, like, seriously, how does black defend it? Oh, okay, Finver had a good point. He didn't realize how good point he had. We're gonna play e6, Finver. And when white takes, we're just gonna be like, oh, yes! Thank you so much for the queen. I got it. See, you got a good idea. You know, we just need to be like a team. We need to be teaming up for the things to work. That's right. Yeah, that's what black does here. So we cannot take the pawn, and maybe the queen here is not played so well, because, yeah, eventually maybe the bishop will come to c6. Team, high five. High five, team. We did great. We did great together. Okay. So that's why Queen f3 was now played, and we had Knight f3. And now we'll see how Black plans on developing. But the setup that I suggested seems quite a nice one, I think. This knight typically comes back to c2 to support or protect the IQP, and then, you know, we'll see further. Okay. All right. So Nico's playing up against Pranav, who's actually on 4.5. Nico's only on 4, if you remember. He lost to Anjanea the previous round. Another queen trap. Of course! Of course, Machine! I was waiting. I was hoping you guys would find it so that, you know, it didn't look like I'm just looking for that, but I already told you. This weekend, mates and queen traps, so I'm keeping up. I'm keeping up the the examples. The more we see, the better it is. The better it is, the more we see. Okay. Maybe today we shouldn't trap too many queens because it's Mother's Day, you know? Like, I don't know. Should we trap queens? Maybe we should trap some other piece. No, the player with the black piece is rated. Yeah, he's like 24,500. I don't know exactly what's his rating. I can tell you in 1 second. His rating is 2515 USCF. Yeah. His FIDE is 20. I actually don't know what exactly his FIDE is, but yeah. Chess.com doesn't always show the rating, and I don't think that's the correct one here. Pranav is not 2097, is actually 2158 USCF. These are USCF ratings, by the way, because this tournament is USCF rated. Oh, sorry, this is the FIDE rating? Oh, really? So why doesn't it show it for Nico? Nico's like, I don't know. Can someone Google Nico and tell me what his rating is, please? Like his FIDE? Because I don't want to get away from these games, but if you don't mind, I would really appreciate it. Or if someone already knows in the chat, let me know. So I have this Rosolimo here in Pranav versus Nico. Looks like Nico did not play this modern things anymore, like he lost to Anjanea, so he's improved upon that. That's good, because he castled this time. And he's played some kind of caro, a good caro kind of. It's a Sicilian, but it looks like it's around 2420. Okay, thanks for checking. So then I think chess.com just doesn't show the rating. 2446 standard rapid. Okay. Standard or rapid? Which one? Standard or rapid? All right. So Tani's had kind of an exciting game yesterday. And Aiden joined in the stream last night. It's nice to see some of these kids actually joining the stream and saying hi. Because, you know, it's not just me knowing them, they know me too. Like, it's crazy. I don't think kids knew who I am. They're like, yeah, I knew that line that I played against Tani. And it looks like Tani was trying to play the same system, probably. Maybe he analyzed the game. He will see my annotations later for his game, which should show up on real ratings. Yes. Don't look at those ratings. Just, you know, Google the player exactly if you want to know. But this line in the Alapin is actually quite equal, I think. So, but you know, I've seen a lot of games. So I remember there are a few players who are playing this Alapin. Particularly my friend FIDE Master Alisa Melechina, and she was playing the Alapin, and she had some great games even with Grandmaster. She used to have a lot of articles written about it. And there's often, like, the bishop is not on the diagonal yet, but there's a lot of tactical ideas that can happen with the opening of that diagonal, and, you know, Greek gift ideas and such. So it's kind of nice. Okay. Yeah, top 10 boards are high schoolers who are NMs, IMs, GMs, or FM or USF rating. Yeah, there's one GM. Brewington Hardaway, who recently became a GM. And it's kind of cool to see his progress. He's also a very nice kid. Like I told you guys, I was able to interview him last year for this tournament in St. Louis, where I was the social media person, specialist. That's kind of my title. And he was very nice, answering the questions, telling me about how he got to be to improve, his inspiration and everything. It's a nice interview that's posted on St. Louis Chess Club's YouTube channel. You can always check it out. Follow them as well. I know St. Louis Chess Club and like World Chess Hall of Fame and Q Boutique are actually at the SuperNationals. So if you happen to be there and you haven't gone to check their stands yet, please do so. It should be somewhere close to where the TV with me is, I was told. So that would be nice. And also Chess Kid booth. I've seen a lot of pictures. It makes me so sad I'm not there, seriously, but I don't think I would have time to see anyone anyways, because I'm on stream 24/7. So like, it would not necessarily be a lot of free time for me to see people. It's probably I would get way more things done here. Yesterday, as I told you, I've stayed up till about 1:30 to make sure I finished my notes that I wanted to give for some of the games that I particularly liked, or tactical moments or things like that. I may have missed a few, but I hope the players will forgive me. It's been a really long day, same as it was for them. But I tried to give as much as I could. All right. Rook d1, and now where is black moving the queen? Queen g6. Here's another queen trap. Since we're talking about it. But it would be it's actually, I really like this idea because we're threatening rook h3, rook g3, or h pawn push or something. Obviously you cannot take. I guess it doesn't even give white much advantage because e5. This is like Game of Thrones, not chess? Why? How is this Game of Thrones? What does that have to do with chess? What exactly? Oh, because of the queen trap? Is that the reason you're making the okay. Well, yeah, I have a confession to make. Big one. I've only recently started watching Game of Thrones. Don't leave the channel now that I said that. I did not think it was an appropriate show to watch. So, until recently, someone, I literally started watching like a month ago, and like someone I'm working with has made some references, and I had no idea what they were talking about, and I didn't want to sound silly, so I ended up just watching so that I know next time. But then, of course, that conversation never happened again. So like, I don't even know I'm watching it. I'm not even watching it now. So just focused on the chess. Come on, we're here for the queen trap, for the real queen on the board. Okay, well, you guys should follow. Are you guys following my channel too? Is the question, because we can have some conversations on that. Not now, on my channel later, whenever I'll stream, probably tomorrow. Let's go to the next game. Oh, What? This line is not... Oh, you're good, Narcissus Dawn. You're very good. Come on. You are very good. This is not how the line is supposed to be played. This is not how this line is going. D6 you have to play here, to my knowledge. Or like first play knight f6, knight c3, then knight f6. Did Ethan mess up? Personality for life. I'm sorry, I'm not currently playing. I'm not playing. I'm commenting on the SuperNationals right now. I didn't say Khan. That's 4 knights what I showed. What I showed is 4 knights. Yeah. Bishop c5. I'm pretty sure this is not... Wait, in Taimanov, don't you go knight of... Wait, am I confusing this? I'm just like... I'm just a bit confused here. So... Okay, this is a different opening, sure. But wait, so knight c6, bishop f4. I think the move in this position is d6. This is the Taimanov, isn't it? But he played bishop c5. And you have to be careful for this now. The problem is if you played this here, you just lose it because you only have 2 pieces protecting it. So I'm just confused as to what went wrong. He's trying to combine a few things. So what's wrong with taking here? Check. Yeah, this is not looking good for black. So he went back. Is this some kind of prep that he has, you think, guys? Kalashnikov transposition, but with waste of time, Artistic Otter. Like, quite a lot of waste of time. Because, like, bishop c5, bishop e7, e6, e5. How many? Yes, well, I think there's been more, like, we're not going on site anymore for the commentary, and I think it was decided for this one to just have one commentator to make things a bit easier from logistics standpoint, I think. So yeah, I think that's kind of how it went. So yeah, I miss Gauri too. I've had great commentaries with a lot of people. Gauri, Grandmaster Caden Troff, shout out to him. I think he's actually in Florida, helping the Charlotte Chess Center. He's the coach for the Charlotte Chess Center now. Gopal also. And I've Grandmaster Elshan Moradiabadi. Those were not our best ones. But I've done commentary with different people in the past, and I do enjoy commenting with others. So hopefully there will be some collaborations with other people again soon. I think just for this one, it was decided to to only have one commentator. So there's a line like this that I know, and I believe it goes, well, like this. And then, wait, you don't take, sorry, you don't take, you go king e7. This is the best roll for black in this position. So there's a line like this, and then bishop f4, and then typically black plays e5, and this is the one where you play this and this. Yeah, no, this is the best move for black, king e7. Sorry, like takes. I've attempted to play this because I was trying to show one of my students to play this line, and then I realized that I'm not so sure if I'm fond of this idea, because now after bishop f4, if you go e5, then they take, and then you take, and then somehow white is a bit dominating in this position. So the best move in that position after knight d6. Wait, what did I do? Is king e7. This is the best move. So you're trying to chase the knight away. Once the knight moves, well, you'll have various ideas, but they don't move usually. And also, of course, if they take, you take back. But this is fine. The king actually in the center is perfectly fine here. You don't really have ways to reach it. And once the rook comes into play, then you go back, you castle by pieces. But in this situation, somehow, like he wasted too many moves. So I do not know what was exactly the reason behind it. But if anyone knows, please do tell me. I mean, okay, maybe that bar is just acting out. Maybe this is a line that is more new and there's been analysis. But also Ethan has spent quite a bit of time, so I don't think he's comfortable here. I wouldn't be. Shadow, hey. Actually, it's bishop c5, not bishop b4, because bishop b4 there's a3, which leads to a drush. Well, I played that line myself, so I know it exists. Yeah, bishop c5 is a move too, yeah, in that position. The one that I showed. You're talking about this line? Are you talking about this line, Shadow? Yeah, no, this is the line I play myself as black. I have played. I don't play it anymore. I have played. Yeah, you can play bishop c5 too, sure. But it just doesn't make, it's not. In this one? You're talking about this one. I mean, there's a bit of delay, so I'm gonna wait 1 minute. You're talking about this line that I showed. Ah, you go bishop c5 here. Okay. I go bishop b4. Yeah, I know the line. I know. So you go here, a3, bishop takes c3, knight takes c3, d5, and here you can take, but I think bishop d3 is more unpleasant. And then black can castle, and then at some point, you know, you're trading. Yeah, that's this line. I mean, it depends what you want to do, of course. If you're trying to play for a win, maybe you're gonna choose a different kind of opening. But if you're trying to play for like, if you want to equalize first, I mean, I was fine with this line with the black for a while, when, you know, but maybe when I was about 2000 I played this, and it was fine. I lost against some stronger players, but it was not because of the opening, of course. But I don't know bishop c5 in that position, so what's the plan with bishop c5 there? Then bishop f4, right? And then maybe castle, and you're allowing this this line, I think. Maybe it's not a big deal. It just avoids. Okay, so I'll look into it, Shadow, because it seems interesting. Like, I'm always looking for some kind of Sicilians that are not as theoretical, because yeah, sometimes students don't want to memorize as much. D6. Yeah, so instead of bishop c5 in this position, d6. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think this is a typical response to try to play. So I'm just surprised. I'm just surprised, and now we can go c4, bishop d3. It reminds me of the Women's World Championship match. Wait, you regret not being able to play? Where would you be playing? In which section would you be playing? Yeah, I got it. In SuperNationals. In the high school. How did you do in the past, Shadow? Do you have AP exams? Oh, I'm sorry, Shadow. Probably I've commented on your games, I guess. Hopefully I didn't say anything bad. You wouldn't be here if I did, would you? Or maybe you're here to get back. I'm sorry, Shadow. I feel like you probably were. Looks fun. Well, hopefully next time you guys can check out the tournaments on US Chess website and see what the next one is. The next one is actually in December. It's like Nationals K through 12. It's the first or second weekend of December. I think it's, let me check. December 12 to 14, and I think it's on the other side of the country. It's in Seattle or something, or in Washington State or somewhere. Oh no, I don't remember your name, but yes, I remember there was a game. I'm sorry. So after that, what did you do? Did you lose after that? But wasn't it like some other piece? Because we were analyzing that with Gauri. There were other pieces on the board too. Oh, you lost to Ethan. So that's why you're interested in this specific game. Kids these days. I'm trying to see what he plays. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. There was another piece. I knew there was another piece. Was there a knight before that as well on the board? Ethan is not doing well here at all. Like, let me check the ratings of these two players. Ethan is... He's only a 9th grader. He's 2213. And... Harry's 2313. So 100 rating points difference. Oh, this is a wrong Ethan. But he's in K9. Or is another Ethan? Okay. Oh, Ethan Ghoul. Oh, okay. Now I think I remember that game. Ethan is playing in this tournament. He was not doing very well last time I saw his game. Do we take it tonight? Yes, SuperNationals is once every 4 years because all the nationals K through 1, K through 3, K5, K6, K8, and K through 12. All of the tournaments are together in the same locations, and of course they have the side
side events too, and the lower sections like under 1400, under 1200, under 1000, like depending on what it is. And so they have them all in the same location every 4 years. So the last one was in 2017 because of COVID. There was nothing on 2021. So the next one will be in 2029. Yeah, that's what I thought, AP exams, but I think these tournaments are set ahead of time, so hopefully like in the future they'll be considering the period when these AP exams are taking place and try to have it the week after or something, so that, you know, people can take their AP tests. And then how did you do on your AP exams? How did you all do? What is the best way for white to win here? Should we go here? It's looking bad. Ethan's not gonna be happy with his choice. It's, and if you take with the king, okay, then it's probably slightly better. Oh. But this is going to be dominating. Or maybe not that yet, because you can chase me away. What is the best way for white to win here? F3 first, maybe? Long castle? No. Not that. Knight d6, maybe. This looks very unpleasant. Protect and attack. Okay, catching up with the next game. Okay, we had another Sicilian here. This is actually nice. Unsymmetrical pawn structure is what I like. Bishop g2, rook d1. Still too early to tell what's... Ooh. What opening was this? Some Sicilian? Or French? Sicilian. What kind of Sicilian? The Najdorf, of course. What do you expect, Sabina? Najdorf is going to be 80% of the games. G5. Knight d7. Queen d2. Apparently not the best. That's the move here, a3. I've seen people playing a3 a lot here. Okay, okay. Queen d2. Casual! How are you doing? Wasn't I 2017 US Women's Champion? I was. Now I'm famous. Or not. I was. It was a good it was a good win. It was an important win. Both emotionally, well, only emotionally in a way. No, I'm not retired. I can never retire. I will never. I need to come back and get you, kids. I need to get you back. It's just hard to compete with you because you have so much time to memorize all theory, and I don't. I teach too much. But I'll be playing again. It's just I need to make sure I train enough. I've lost a lot of rating, and then I took some time to train. I won some of it back. Now I have some waiting period of training, and then wait. You wait until I come back. I will be back. Hartman, John, how are you doing? John, I've said so many times thank you to you and JD. It's great to see you on stream. Do you have did you get finally a moment to for a fresh breath or something, or above the high school playing hall? Nice. Can you listen to the stream? Hopefully you're in some secret location so they don't hear the commentary. If you haven't done so yet, be sure to check out some of John's writing. Chess Life magazine. He's the editor-in-chief. You love the audience growing? Yeah, me too. I like that everyone's here.
We're interacting. We're learning about why some kids weren't able to be here for the tournament. But yeah, also John, by the way, since I catch you here, because I don't really catch you much, I will have some article for you very soon. Oh no, Shadow, I'm so sorry. It's a lot of kids in one place. You know, your goal now has to be train hard, come to the K through 12, win it, and it will feel even more special. Even if you didn't play these, it will feel very special. Just train. Don't train to beat me, though. Train to beat your competitors and be better than yourself. Because you can do it. You got this. Now that your exams are over, you're in 9th grade, you have like 3 good years. You have the summer to work on chess, hopefully. And you can come back. Should white try for knight a4 or knight d1 f2? I think knight d1 f2. That's what I would do. It is, yes. You need to get FM this year. Okay, small steps, discipline, and put in the time every day. Don't think just about the title. Think about your progress, what you're actually learning every day. And trust me, it's gonna happen if you put in the time. Just make sure you put it for the right things. Don't just play games online, and just make sure you analyze your openings, do your calculation, improve on your end games. Don't get to only focus on playing and just that goal. Your goal changes with time. Just put in the time to it. You can do it, Shadow. I don't even know you, but I know you can do it. I see a post. I was tagged in a post. Let's see. Did JJ post? Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, you guys need to go check out. I didn't see it, but I didn't see the Chess Life Online article, but I didn't even realize. Apparently, I have included 37 key games. What is wrong with me? Seriously, that's how many there were? No, I think JJ is making this up. There's no way I annotated 37 games last night. There's no way. I know I stayed till 2 a.m. almost, but no. Oh. Okay, this is the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. There's no way I did 37 games. There's no way. No, I think he's making this up. But anyways, go check them out. Go check out the article. No way. This is John, are you still there? Did I actually do 37 games? That is the most hilarious. That's the most hilarious thing I have ever heard. There's no way I annotated 37 games. Oh my god, I did. What? I didn't even know. I'm just so shocked. I'm so sorry. I'm like, okay, I need to also remind you. I didn't remind you. Today at 12 p.m., Leinier Dominguez is taking on newcomers in Blitz at 12 p.m. GM Elshan Moradiabadi will be there from 12 to 2 as well. And there will be Bughouse at 3 in the same location. I don't know with which GMs, but that's kind of cool.
and I'm coming back to the game. But oh my god, I actually annotated all of these. It's crazy. Okay, it's not super much annotations, but there's no way. You did? Oh my god. Okay. No wonder when I woke up this morning, I went on stream while being muted. So I streamed for the first 10 minutes without a microphone. This is what happens when you stay till 2 a.m. to look at games. Oh my god, this is crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, now I just feel like okay, hopefully nobody clipped that because seriously, what is this? No, wait. Okay, I need to calm down because I knew I'm over the top and I knew I'm, but I didn't realize there was. I just literally kept adding them and putting some notes. It wasn't much, but like those are my favorite moments. So I just like here it is. Sabina feeds on chess on kids chat. Okay, this is the most hilarious thing ever. Someone should take a picture of that and be like, Sabina, you became famous. 11 hours of stream and 37 game positions. Okay, let's be serious again. I will read that later. Goodness. Why would I do that to myself? That is the question. That is a great question. I have no idea. That is... That is hilarious. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so what did you guys say in this position? So queen d2 is fine. Bishop... Bishop b7. Okay, so white's going for the attack. I don't know why this game feels like it's gonna end with a mate. Okay, it's like a French pawn structure where that bishop is dead. It's a dead bishop. Back to my question. If white tries for knight d1, can black break in the center with d5? Well, did I miss that? But knight d1... But that is what happened, right? Did you ask the question earlier? Yeah, I guess this is what happened, casual. But I'm not sure I like this because I'm not a fan of the bishop. The bishop is just stuck there. No, I don't think d5 was the right approach. Like, I don't think you should play d5 when white can play e5, although normally white wants to play f5 because e5 closes down a bit. And you play g5, so you're giving this outpost, but the knight cannot come to f5. So there's a lot of nuances here that you have to think about. But maybe it was fine, but maybe he should have done something different. Like maybe not castle? Okay, this looks like the French, so bishop c5. Maybe knight c5? No, but knight c5. Maybe knight c5? No. I feel like there's a move here. Maybe rook c8? Maybe he rushed with the trade, so like, how do you protect? If you castle... White was better off with ed5? Okay, but then, like... Sorry. Then what do you do after, though? No, if you open the position, you can't attack rook g1. But how are you gonna attack me? Can I go knight c6? h4. Okay, I'm not a Sicilian player, so I might make some mistakes. I'm just trying to play what I feel. I know my feelings are good. I guess that's not the best. It's fine. Knight b6. Trying to activate my knight. White definitely missed a3, but taking on d5 is getting... I think so. No, I like the close position, but I feel like black can still do something here. So I don't know, maybe we shouldn't take too soon. This is a French pawn structure, which I've played before with black, so... But I'm trying to figure out... Actually, after rook c8 and white long castle, white in trouble. Okay. Which here, when I put that... Okay, yeah, maybe. I was just trying to figure out how to protect c2. Do you have a better way? What is a bishop d3? But so I don't know these types of, like, Sicilian, right? But the pawn structure is French now, so I cannot say I don't know it because I've played it a lot in my life. I feel that black has some ideas here, typically trying to figure out a way to trade the bishop. I guess I'm waiting. I don't know if I need to play g6 or not. f6 is a bit too soon. Knight c5. Okay, maybe knight c5. Yeah, but maybe bishop c5 also. Maybe first, and now do we take with the knight or with the queen? Because this is the problem when you don't have, like, when you have the knight in f2, not f3, right? You like, or e2, sometimes you have it here. I think it's very important for white to block that. And now if you put the bishop in d3, then you can't recapture with a piece. So I'm not sure if you want that. You definitely need to blockade that d5 pawn. If that pawn pushes, black is doing well. I mean, I'm pretty sure about this. So it's a bit of a tricky position for sure. So maybe black has rushed to trade that bishop, which is their good bishop, and maybe they felt that the knight could come in, but this just drops the pawn, and I'm not sure if they're really gonna get enough for it now that it's, you know, out of there. Okay, this is why he played that. Maybe we can take, or maybe we can check. This seems fine. Yeah, I think he went a bit overboard with this, and there's not so much that black is doing now. Why just proceeds with the attack while black is struggling to come up with some ways to do something. It doesn't really have an attack. Lost a pawn. The bishop in a6. He's gonna try bishop a6, I guess, but then he might lose a pawn there too. I think with considering the white has pushed those pawns so much, rook h2 is always a nice option, or maybe he will bring the rook to c3 if the trade happens, covers the pawns, and should be good to go, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's catch up with the other sections. Okay, so let's change this for a second. I think that looks good. Just a tad more down. Like this. Okay. So it looks like VJ. VJ has drawn yesterday. I know VJ. I told you guys. I played him twice. He's playing against Brian. And in that section, which is this is the middle school section, K through 8, we also have just one player with 5 points, and that is Brian Lin. And then here we have a bit less players with 4.5, though in the K through 12 we had 8 players. Here we have 3 players. So there's VJ and there's Artemi and Nitesh. So the two are playing on the next board. Yeah, G5. I need to save a lot of these games that had a G pawn push. I just need to save them and do a stream on my favorite. I think I'll do a stream and then I'll do a YouTube. I just need to figure out how to get rid of the music because somehow the music is getting saved on my VODs and I don't understand what exactly am I doing wrong with that. But anyway, so what have we got here? Rui Lopez, okay. Typical line, okay, this line is typical. So no h3. White sometimes plays h3, but here he did not play h3. He went for a4. This is an interesting line. Knight a5, bishop c2. Okay. Why is that a mistake? What does black usually play here? Does black take usually? Or c5? Maybe c5. So this is a mistake. Could this move be good? No. No, it's not a mistake. It's just the engine acting out. G5 might be a bit too aggressive, though, in this position, casual. I think it's too aggressive. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous. Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at this. No, so the problem is casual that it disappeared. What was that? Come on, I have a green screen. Come on. No. My VODs are saved without the video, but on my computer, what I want to try to edit a bit and cut off just the parts that I'm interested in. On my computer, it just gets saved with the music. It is recorded on another track. I don't know why it gets saved with the music. That's why I'm a bit confused as to what is happening. So I gotta figure out how to make sure that does not get saved with the music. I need to look into it. Knight d2 is so gorgeous. Like, take my rook, please. Please take it. I'm not sure what the full follow-up is, but I have the feeling this is gonna be a good one. Queen f6. I think he's just gonna trade and take. It's like I don't need the queens to win this game. We can trade them. We can trade queens. So you cannot take the rook.
This is gonna be nice. This is gonna be really, really, really nice. Those ideas will be nice. Yeah, I'll look into it. I'll look into it, and we'll have YouTubes coming soon on my channel too. But until then, don't forget to follow US Chess Podcast. There are three great podcasts, and actually I have a comment for it. That you can guys follow. I have shared this this list before, but I just want to know that at this moment I have one, which I'm very proud of. It's on it's called Class in Session, and I interview various women who utilize chess as a means to support chess and help develop chess in their communities. Then there is Beyond the Board podcast with host DaVaun Croxton. It's a podcast where you're learning about inspiring stories and you know, how the people who are being interviewed use chess as a way to impact our communities. And then we also have One Move at a Time with National Master Brian Tillis, who's also the marketing and communications manager at US Chess. And he, in his podcast, he interviews individuals and groups who use chess to empower people and build stronger communities as well. So they have a different kind of audience that they're interviewing. The latest interview of Brian is with the dean of chess, Mr. Dwayne Barber. That's his latest one, and very soon the most recent one with the legendary women's world champion Susan Polgar will be posted sometime next week. And I actually shared it yesterday. For those of you who were here, I shared it on stream. You can probably go back to the VOD and check it out. It's during round 4 that I shared it after about an hour or so. So you can check out the compressed version of the interview, but the full interview will actually be shown on YouTube sometime next week, to my knowledge. So it's gonna be an exciting one. And I know he has another one that will come that I haven't heard that one yet, but I think you guys will like it as well. Lots of inspirational stories that we can enjoy. So follow US Chess or subscribe to US Chess YouTube channel, and let us know if you have the chance to listen to any of the podcasts, what you thought about them, if you like them, and let us know if the work that's being done is something you enjoy, so that we can continue to bring you more of it. So it looks like Brian's opponent, VJ, decided not to take the rook. He decided to kind of create some kind of defensive idea here, put some pressure in f3. And I actually do like this move, rook a3 for white, because in case of any opening of the third rank, the rook will swiftly change to the other side of the board, and there'll be some pressure. There'll be quite a lot of pressure. So it's a nice game. Let's move on to the next board. So the two players are on 4.5, trailing. So it looks like we had some kind of Catalan/English, and now we're switching to E4. So not really Catalan. And this pawn structure, we can get it from a lot of different openings. It's about equal. Wait, I'm not a fan of this. So basically with black, you have a strength, and that is you have the d4 outpost on the file, while white does not have the d5 outpost. So if you do end up playing e5, then you're simply weakening d5, and white's knight is actually ready to be placed there. So I'm not quite sure why this move was played by black. Is there e5 as a threat? Could black have played here, or? I think so. Just you know, play for equal h3. Like, I would consider this move. Or maybe even placing the knight here directly. Because any trades, I think I'll be happy. I'm not actually sure how I take this way or this way. I feel like I like it this way because if I ever have the chance to push and open up my bishop, I certainly will take that. I have the bishop pair and a good position with white. So here... Okay, I mean, I like this. It's a pretty... This game might end in a draw. Němcová, Queen C2 Němcová. Oh, never mind. Transposed to some kind of Ragozin. Knight d7 takes, e3, h6. Yes, yes, I played this line many times. I've even taken in f6 with white. It's a pretty playable line. Takes, g5. Okay, now I'm not sure about that move, but we got another shenanigan, so I don't know. I'm not sure I like it here. I know it's a move, but I... Oh, wait, there's a move, but was it here in the 94? Is that what he played? Yeah, he did go 94, yeah. There's a move. I knew there's a move somewhere, but how do we feel about this? I thought it was in another line. I like castle, takes. At some point, black is going to take in g3, c4, I like it. And how do we feel about this position? I think black has just remained with the weakness around the king. Okay, it's not going to be easy to take advantage of, but we also have that outpost for the knight. We're a bit better with the development, so white's in, you know, the driver's seat here. Do we go rook d1? Seems like a natural move to be playing here. Maybe we have something else too. I don't think we want to do this too soon, though we could, because... Like, let's wait at least for black to develop the bishop before we go knight f5, right? Let them develop it first. They don't, like... So... Maybe rook b1. This is a nice move. Hold on to the bishop in c8. Don't let it develop. You go b6. What do we do now? Rook d1 or something? I wish I could do something about this. I don't know if I can do something like this. Probably not. I do like rook b1 though. I think this is a nice start. I wonder if at some point white can consider to go f4 to try to open up black's king, you know? It weakens e3, but it also he's a knight in f6. Okay, we'll be back. Let's catch up. This is a line I'm not that familiar with. It's interesting, actually. A3. Threatening before to save the pawn. And then you kind of have to go back, but white might fianchetto the bishop and then go c4. So this is very unpleasant for the bishop in c8. I should have made it red. Give c5 square though. This, if we take, maybe queen c7. What was a better choice for white here? Should we go rook c1 just to keep the pressure, or maybe we have even better? Maybe bishop d3. Or even rook g1 maybe. Oh no, rook g1 no. Okay, rook g1 no. For some reason. Maybe they can take an e5 or something. And because of the pin, you have to get your queen protected. Queen e4 looks so natural though. I'm surprised that's not a good move. Could it be queen d2? To try to get the knight to d6, or maybe queen d3 or something? Maybe? Or f4, f1. No. F4. Huh. Doesn't like it, but I like it. I will want to play f5. I just really like white's position. I mean, you know, the thing is, I love this, the fact that white has a pawn in e5. So if at some point we want to open up the diagonal, we just need to play knight d6. Of course, we need to move the queen away from there. Get the knight to d6, trades, takes with the pawn, and then the bishop opens up and he's g7, and it's gonna be kind of nice. Okay, what have we got here? Still didn't finish catching up with the games. Openings, okay. A Cole. Okay. Cole is nice to see. I don't think I've seen really the Cole for a white. It's not really quite Cole because the pawn is in c2, so it's actually quite a tricky idea. You're keeping the pawn there and protects your bishop. The bishop protects the pawn, so, you know, you play a3 to make sure there's not knight b4. And now that the trade has happened and black did not develop the bishop in g4 to pin that knight, now we can actually try to focus on a kingside attack. So let's see if white's going to be able to deal with those expectations. Yes, those are very typical moves. That's usually how it should happen. So at some point, obviously not in this position, but at some point you want to consider these kind of ideas. Not right now. Right now they don't work, but just some kind of ideas like that would be brilliant. Brilliant. Right now, maybe we can try to bring some more pieces to the attack. Queen g4 is what white attempted, but maybe we could do this, or maybe he should have played knight f3. I actually like knight f3, you know why? Because, like, I'm keeping that protected. It's not that, you know, I will take with the pawn back if you do take, but I'm also threatening this idea, knight g5. And the knight there, I'm putting pressure on those two pawns. Since I brought my rook in h3, I might as well just use it. And with a knight in g5, you actually can take in h7, or if they push g6 is weak, then you can sacrifice. So I think it's a really nice idea for white to consider here. Knight f3. It's not too slow because, you know, with black capturing here, they're struggling with coming up with a way to push you back. Like, let's just say f6 is happening here. I think we might be able to even sacrifice somewhere, somehow. Maybe not yet. Or what about bishop takes? Look at this beautiful idea. This is kind of cute, isn't it? I feel like this would be kind of cute. But it's me, so You know, cute is in my vocabulary quite a lot. Queen g4 is just getting stuck there. We're going with the queen next. The only idea that you can have is to take in g6, but that's not going to work so great, I think. Yeah, knight f8. No, I really would have liked this knight to be brought into play. I know it feels that you should have the queen, but the queen, if you could magically transport it to h6, then you'd be happy. Otherwise, it's probably going to be in the way of your attack. Maybe even g4, f5 you can consider. So the queen might be in the way and you cannot make this move because it gets traded. That's why that move is probably not so ideal. Okay, a4, what's... Ah, okay, white wanted to go rook e1 and was afraid the black was gonna take this pawn. I see. Yeah, now see, white, with that knight in e5 being gone and no ideas of knight g5, and by the way, when I did suggest knight f3, you know, really, this is probably one of the only ways that black can try to improve in the position and defend. You need this pawn gone. I guess f5 is an option too, but if you play f5, you need to make sure you get your knight there or else you're going to be in trouble. So after knight g5, knight f6... Can we just take? I mean, I feel like we could. Maybe not. Maybe this is too much. Okay, fine. Let's come up with a good move here for white. Do you guys have any ideas? How do you know? How do you know, Shadows? Did we actually end up playing each other? No, we did not, right? How do you know it's my pet opening? You must have seen me play it sometimes. Did you see me on stream? Where did you figure it out? Let's see. Because I played it in Women's World Championship. Listen. Sometimes we all have lines that we like, and we don't. I actually prefer QGD, but sometimes I want to be fancy. I didn't know that yellow disappears from a green screen. I'm not happy about this. Should I change my t-shirt? I'll take a break and change my t-shirt. I played against one of your friends. Did I lose that game? Was it some kid that I played in Philadelphia and I lost? Because I lost really badly to some kid in Philadelphia 2 years ago in January. I played it so badly. Usually I play QGD, but I'm starting to play again after 40 years off. Yes! Let's go! That's what I want to see, Finver. I played the London and the Karoslav, so I'm starting to learn e4 for white. Good! I want to start e4 too. Let's do some... Let's focus on that. That's the goal. e4 repertoire. The violent positions. Violent positions. I don't think I heard anyone say violent positions. You need me to teach you how to handle the color with black ball. Maybe I should wait to play against you first, win a game, and then I can teach you. At least I get something other than teaching. First win. Steven, you're back. How are you doing? Teach you how to play against the color. There's a line, but if I teach it here, everyone will know. Do you think they're gonna know? I think they're gonna know. So I can never play it again with white. Shadow knows Steven. They know each other. Good. Deflected the conversation. Smart. Smart. That's the point, to show it on stream so that all the kids are playing the tournament, but their parents are watching. Do you see? We got people watching the stream. They're watching. And they will use this weapon against me. If I ever play the Cola ever again in my life, which probably won't happen, because I'm gonna buy this new chessable repertoire, which is coming soon. I'm not gonna tell you which one, but there will be one. There's one I can't wait. I already know some secrets of it, but not too much. And I'm gonna get the repertoire, and I'm gonna be so prepared. I'll never lose a game. You don't think they're nailed? Yeah. E4, c5, king e2, f5, e5, king f7. What is that? That's not what was played in Pan Am. That's not what he played in the Pan Am. Okay, so let's see. What did we say we're gonna play here? Knight f3. And then I really wanted to come up to something here. I really wanted to come up with something for white here. But I don't know. But actually, okay, what's black's next move? I don't know, Shadow. You need to ask US Chess. I do not know the reason behind that. 2023? Okay, so it wasn't the one that I did commentary on, because I don't remember he played that. Steven, you have to send me that game. I want to see it. Send it to me. If you don't mind. If you want. You don't have to. We're all known for something. Should we just do this? Like, just put more pressure? I was also thinking bishop b5, but I don't really see a threat. And maybe we could go queen f2 or queen e1, queen h4. I think we have quite a few options for white, and probably f5 is the defensive move. But in this game, this is what happened. I guess there's no sacrifice in d6. And black managed to play e5, and now I'm not liking it. Black should be okay now. More than okay now. Wait. Bishop b5. What's up with this rook? I mean, there are various ways here to gain advantage with black, I think. If this position is not ideal, maybe we can take in g2 first, or maybe wait, maybe we can take here. There's so many ways to improve there with black after bishop e5. Is the board price being revealed here? Solving Dragon. I wasn't told about it. I hope that it will. I think there will be a post made on social media, on US Chess social media. Did you write something, Solving Dragon? Did you tag, did you respond, like Facebook, Instagram and stuff? You did. Okay. I will probably take a break very fast because I don't like that I keep disappearing. I think I have to change the yellow. We'll have a different color. The yellow doesn't go with the green screen. I guess it's too close of a color. I'll put red. And no, I don't do it for fashion statements or anything. It's just I keep disappearing. I keep disappearing. Like, I move for a second and I see half of my body's gone. And there's a green screen behind me. Like, how is this possible? Okay, but I want to finish catching up with these games. I will let you know as soon as possible. I'll probably just give a call to the person who's in charge and find out what's going on with that. I also want to know who won it or who wins it, or I'm not there. Not the decisive. I'm not the one choosing the person. So that game looks... There's a lot of reds. Oh, I've seen this line being played. I think this is some kind of new idea. So you go bishop b5, right? In this canal thing, attack, or whatever it's called. And then you go back. And then you go back to d3, which looks completely suspicious because you're putting your bishop in front of a central pawn. But then you play c3, bishop c2, and apparently this attraction is actually good for white, because I've seen it in a lot of games, and I think it's some new trend. Check. Yeah. Be sure to check it. But if you stay close, I'll find out in the next hour or so. All right, Casual. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. I'll see you very soon. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Well, until you come back. Then you'll have an even better one for being on stream. Takes, knight a3. Okay. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work either. I know this is a bit crazy, but if this actually worked. Sabina does it again. Queen trap. Let's go. I made it up. I know it's not ideal, but listen. You remember considering to play? I see. Was it against Ronan? Next time. So obviously, black has to take with the knight, and I think we can still go for this line. I think we'd have a pretty good position with white. You move the king somewhere, and then we take, and, extra pawn. I know. It is just something I've been doing all weekend long, so, it's the thought that counts. And these guys have been playing quite well here. Knight went back, knight c1. Okay. This d4, I'm glad that d4 was played without allowing the en passant, but still. Alright, and let's catch up, oopsie, with the elementary school as well. And then I'll take a short break and try to find out what's going on with the giveaway. Okay. Oh, Tariq drew against Elliot. Quite fast, may I say. And this is K6. So I think Tariq was like on 5 out of 5. and let's see. There were two players with 4.5, Elliot and Young Maxwell. So Young is playing on the next board, and so Tariq decided to draw that. It's actually interesting that maybe they know each other.
because they are not from the same state or anything. And Tariq has the white pieces, so I don't know. He also played the Cole. Interesting. No, sorry, he played the London. He played the London here. Okay, quite solid pawn structure. At some point, black will prepare to go e5. White might be slightly better, but I guess draw is okay if he was tired. He had some really long games yesterday, so maybe now he can just get ready to for the final game. So Maxwell is the other player with 4.5, and he plays against Ethan, who I think was the #1 seed in this tournament and gave away some draws. Okay, this is not a blunder. G4. We got this G4 in. White may want to castle first. I don't know about that G4. Doesn't really open up the position that much. And, okay, now, yeah, why didn't black take with this pawn? It seems more natural, and then he can play here and get the bishop back into play. Okay, so Ethan got a bit of activity, but there's a big chance this game could end in a draw too. It's quite closed, and I don't think... Yeah, it's 7 rounds. It's 7 rounds. Okay, this game Stella is playing here. Please look at Brian. Brian, I did look at Brian's game. He was doing quite well. We're just finishing up to catch up with the elementary. Brian was doing quite well in his position. I can go back to it really fast. Last time I checked, he had this cute knight d2 here, and and his opponent didn't take the rook. That would have brought some nice attacking ideas. But yeah, the position is quite balanced now. He's gonna try to outplay his opponent the same way he's done in previous rounds, probably. But at this point, it's hard to tell because it's opposite color bishops. And Lala, nice. Which did you play live? Was your game a live game? Was your game a live game? Really? He started playing chess during the pandemic, and he's 2300. It's 5 years. That's pretty impressive. He's playing very creative chess, Brian. Very creative chess. I do like watching his games. I've enjoyed a few of them, by the way. So I don't know if you're a parent or a CT Cyclops, if you're a parent or a friend or coach. Just definitely very impressed. You should be proud of him. So Lala, which section? I forgot. You might have told me, but I forgot. This queen endgame looks quite equal. Would be nice if Stella draws, because I think her opponent is higher rated. Here we have another Najdorf. Okay, this is board 1 in the K-5 championship, and in the K-5 championship, Sasha was both him and Sophie are on 5.5. I did not realize Sophie was on 5.5 too. So both him and Sophie are on 5.5, and followed by 5 players with 4.5. 5 players with 4.5. I know Sasha won a nice game, so now, what was this blunder here? Was there something? No, it's just engine acting out. It looks quite balanced. Oh, wow, here's funny how we saw. Oh, Lev is winning. Extra pawn, knight versus bishop, pressure everywhere. This is looking good for him. So his opponent very likely messed up somewhere earlier in the game. We had Sicilian.
13 on 14. He's 13 on 14. Yeah, he's playing in the K through 6. K through 8, sorry, K through 8. So middle school. Okay. With this bad pawn structure, it's easy to make a mistake here. If only white could give up the bishop for the knight, but that probably wasn't something to be allowed, and the king enters. Very beautifully played by Lev. He's gonna win and have some chances to win well, it depends last round what happens, of course. This looks balanced as well. I wonder if this was a Banco. No, this was actually a Sicilian. Looked like a Banco. Dragon Sicilian. Kind of classical. I don't know if it's called classical, but like short castle. I don't see short castle Dragon Sicilian. I typically see Marzi bind with short castle, but other kinds of Sicilians not so much. And I think the knight could be slightly better. The bishop had the a pawn not be present, but with the a pawn present on the board, the bishop is helping the pawn, and the knight is being restricted a bit. So okay, this game, okay, well, don't have much predictions for that one in particular. This one was Gioco piano. White got the knight in f5, and black blunders. Could we have gone knight to h6? I guess is good, but not the best. There's something better for white here. Is it e5? Yeah. Great minds think alike, Steven. But is it good? No, it's not. we don't think alike. Forget about it. Let's come up with a better move, and then we can say that statement. Okay. I don't know why. Knight g7? Ah, knight g7 is more forcing. Oh, yes, of course, the sacrifice, but you go in g7. Yeah, of course, yeah. I was only looking at this for some reason. Yeah, of course, knight g7, knight f5. Yeah. Great minds are are being taken over by an even greater mind. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know why I wanted to go knight g6. Yeah, knight g7. I saw this game that I like very much. One of my favorite classical games. It goes the capture in h3. But yeah, so white missed that. White missed that opportunity. And then, okay, now you can't do it anymore and you're pinned. That's a big miss. And if the game doesn't end up getting winning, like, that is a huge miss. And I don't think, I mean, it's harder. So we had some 4 knight Sicilian here. Not the line we're talking about, something different. IQP position. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the background. Knight f5. Wait, knight f5 now? When I disappear from the stream, can I go knight f5 now? I don't know when you said knight f5, Eric, but knight f5 now seems kind of, oh, that's what he played. Never mind. Was there something better? Oh, okay. But what's going on here with the queen down? It was a queen trap. It was a queen trap, but it's not so easy to... It's not easy to convert this because black has a pretty safe pawn structure. If they trade the rook and put the rook in e6, I think it's going to be difficult to outplay them. So probably some mistake was made a bit earlier in the... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is not looking... How did we get this position? White looks super winning. Were they winning from the get-go? Okay. 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 This is theory. I thought it was d6. Because after d6 you want to do the... Okay, it's not really Noah's Ark, but I thought that was the move usually. No castle. Queen e7. Trade. Go away knight. Very nice. And white is just improving the position. That cannot be good. The king in e7 is not safe. Uh-oh. Looks like someone's losing a piece. Oh, beautifully played by Jan. Okay, now he won the... Yeah, beautifully played. So I guess this is game over. Nice. Okay, guys. So here's what's gonna happen. I am going to take a very short break to get a bit more water, maybe more coffee, and try to find out what's going on with the giveaway. Once I find out, I will let you guys know. So I'll be here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, I forgot to put the live games, I think, today. For those of you who want to get the link in case you don't have it, this is the link to the chess.com account. I'll be sure to change my t-shirt to do not disappear anymore. And I will be seeing you guys within 10 minutes or so. Thanks for staying close. And I'll be right back. Red is the new yellow. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but hopefully I will not disappear from the stream this time around. For those of you who were here earlier, you see me disappear now. It seems cool. Red is the color. Now I'll know. Every time I stream, it's gonna be red. Or something. And we're back. So, I tried to figure out what is going on, if they have decided this who's the winner, or they have, I don't know how they choose, but I was told that not yet, and I should have the answer within an hour or so. So I would say probably you are very likely to find out the winners, or the winner. There's one winner. Before the next round, or maybe after it starts. I think that's when we're gonna know who's the winner of the giveaway. But how's everyone doing otherwise? Are we ready to catch up with the action? Let me know where you're watching from. If you are in the Skittles room, please stop by and say hi. Take a picture, tag me. Nobody has tagged me so far. I think I'm just not taggable. Take a picture, let me know you're watching, let me know how you've done in the tournament or how your kid has been doing in the tournament. I want to know your stories, and if you have any nice game that you still want me to go over, you have one more chance to send them in, and I will try my very best to give as much feedback as possible. Earlier today I did go over 2 of the games that were submitted, and hopefully those of you who missed the chance to look at them will be able to catch up. So there was one that was by Reavers Wittenton that I went over already, and then there was another game that was sent by Vian Ishan Ghosh by his dad. It was from round 5, so he was in 1100 who won nice game against the 1300 at the beginning of the stream. You will be able to go back and watch the VOD, and maybe some of these will be clipped and posted on YouTube as well. So if you missed the opportunity to catch up with the actual analysis, you'll be able to do it later. Okay, so let's see what we've missed in this game by Brewington. I was actually curious what move he was going to go for in this position, if you remember, and looks like he chose the Catalan, so he actually played c4 in this position. I thought maybe he would consider b3, since he has played kind of these systems for quite some time, actually, but in this particular game, he went for the Catalan, and now there's quite a lot of theory here. Queen d3, rook c8. I think c4 is another option here for black. And you kind of go back and then still rook c8, I think. And eventually white's going to try to get some advantage in the center. Rook c8 takes, h6, rook d1. So, okay, both players, I mean, it's quite symmetrical, so I don't want to predict anything clearly yet. I mean, if it's a draw, you know, Brewington will still be in the lead and sharing first, potentially with someone else who's going to catch up from behind. They have quite a lot of players in that section, so there could be quite a few players who catch up with this, but with him. But we'll have to wait and see for that. But right now the position seems quite equal. This looks quite fine as well. Was there ever anything earlier in the game? I think the players just followed through with the theory for a while, and now pieces are traded off. Black is trying to, I mean, it's nice. What I like about Black's position is he's slowly trying to improve by pushing his majority on the king side. When you do have majorities on different sides of the board, you want to make sure you find a way to push yours forward, you know, much faster than the opponent does and support it. And I like the knight in f6 because it stops white from activating the rook to d7. If you go, I was about to say, if you go rook d6, very likely black's going to play king g7, keeping the knight protected, making sure that square is still controlled and covered, and then eventually he's gonna try to advance the king to f5, probably play h5, g4, and see if he can somehow get some infiltration ideas with the rooks. So that is something kind of cool that we'll have to see later what happens. In this game, so Anjanea is the player who beat Nico Chasen in round 4, and it was a really nice game. Here, if we're looking at this, he is trying to improve. So here we do not have a majority on either side. We have an interesting pawn structure for white here with the double pawns, but these pawns are actually not that weak. In fact, white could be happy with a pawn in d3 because it does control those two squares. So you're not worried that the knight will get activated. But now the question is, how do you improve further? Because you have to be a bit careful. I don't know if I like knight e3. It's not because of the engine, but I was thinking f5, knight f4 looks a bit nicer on white because, like, you're attacking d5 and then you have an outpost there. It just looks like the knight is better placed. It's not on the open file, right? That's a file you want the rook on. I'm surprised by Anjanea's decision to bring the knight to e3. Maybe he just wanted to attract f6 and he will be going back to f4. But now black also has improved the position of the knight, so when you go f5 to try to reroute your knight to f4, then knight g5 might be played. So I'm not 100% sure if I'm that comfortable with the decision that he took, but okay, we'll see how the game pans out. b6, bishop b4, and we have a5 as an idea. We have c4 for sure, yeah. Okay. This is was this the game where I tried to trap the queen? Yeah. Remember when I was saying queen f3 earlier? Yeah, it looks like white has done it. You know, 10 moves later or whatever, not 10, but like 7 moves later, queen f3, it's happening. But no, you still cannot take that pawn, because if you will ever take it, that'll be bishop c6. Or actually not here, knight c6. Actually, no. Maybe you can take it. You're actually threatening to take it. No, because e5. There will be e5 chasing the knight away and then bishop c6. My bad. A little bit of improvement in between move. Always nice. Oh, sorry. So, okay, so what have we got here? A queen f3, knight c6. Aha, of course, we don't want to trade. Trying to put that queen back, push it back, knight a5, bringing the... Okay, this is a nice move. Like, anyways, we had to move the bishop from the attack, but we are actually putting some pressure on black's king. We're actually having some ideas for attack, and the question is, what's black gonna do here? f5 seems a bit weakening, but also g6, I'm not sure how fan I am of that move. Probably a bit better, because if you do move your rook, the bishop can come back and cover the dark squares, and white's knights, same as black's, are on the other side of the board for now, which is helpful because it means they don't get to f6. So maybe that was this move seems a bit too much, because like, if you don't get this, like, if you could just play the next move e4, if that was an option, sure, yeah, I would say yes, play f5, but you cannot. So I don't know, even g4 is a bit scary at some point. Queen back, took, g4. Oh, cute winning of a pawn here. But what should black do though? Because g6 is too much of a weakness, and if you go queen f8, there's knight c7. So like, it's just difficult to protect f5. So now white is up a pawn and gets the activity. You know how they say white is up a pawn and has the compensation. I guess this pawn was not capturable for some reason. Maybe it was giving black some activity, or maybe rook a6 first. No, but rook a6, queen c7. He didn't want to take it. Maybe he thought he can take it anytime. The pawn keeps black's rook in a8 cut off. And this was the last move. So how is white winning here? Can we go rook takes f7? Is it too much to want too much? Because I always want too much. I think we can, right? Because like, if you take, now we can check you. Or we can check. I don't know which is better, that check or this check to try to get here. Maybe this check. Now, if you go back, then queen takes, GG. If you go king f6, maybe now knight here, because we're attacking the rook and f5, and you got not much to do. If you go king g6, maybe same thing is happening. Ooh, that looks very, very unpleasant. Do you guys think he's gonna play that? Do you guys think that we're going to see that move in this position? Let's hear from you. I want to hear from the chat. I think Kent can find it. I mean, let me check actually the ratings. So this was this is Kent is 11th grade and he's 2272, and Gordon, no, sorry, Roger is 2249. So they're really close in rating. Kent is from Virginia, Roger is from New Jersey. Is rook takes f7 going to be played or not?
I think so. We'll be back to that game. Nico, did he blunder here? I see a red. Wait, what? Oh no, this is one of those DGT error things. This is a DGT error. Probably the trade happens in situ. It's a DGT error. Okay, so the position is slightly better. Ever so slightly better for black, but not much. So what shall we do, in your opinion? With white here, with black here. I'm envisioning some activity for the queen, but first there's this pawn that's hanging. If we do go rook g6, how's the queen coming? Because like right now I just want to do something like that. Oh, maybe we can play here. Oh. Is there a threat I'm missing? Oh, sorry, that doesn't work yet. That's unhappy. That's an unhappy moment. Should we go king f7 then? But then how's the... Oh, maybe king f7. To try to get the queen that way. But it takes time. Pranav doesn't have much time though. Look at the time difference. Nico's on 32 minutes. Pranav is on 4. This would be an interesting game to come back to. Oh! Tani won! Tani won. Okay, I think that's fine. This is a dominating game. I didn't even realize how dominating this is. Look at that. The pawn in d4, he didn't even take it until later. So his opponent messed up probably here with the attack. Queen d5, beautiful. So here you see how to play against the isolated pawn. So, like, didn't give white the chance to bring in the rook to h3. So play g3. Yeah, but usually you don't want to do it like this. Like with the rook stuck in a1 and put the 2 bishops there without development. This is just too slow for white. Okay, by the time you develop, black just has finished their development and they're ready to start attacking you. And of course, whenever you're playing against an isolated pawn, you have to make sure that you are trading minor pieces so you can continue putting pressure on the pawn with your major pieces, and then you'll play e5. But here, see how many pieces Tani traded with black, and now he also got rook c1, and this is all due to the fact that black was able to take advantage that the bishop was in b1. I mean, that was not ideal. This is not something you want to do. And now beautiful. Yeah, well done, Tani. Nice game. Tani's trying to come back to catch with the leaders. Isaac went for some sacrificial ideas here, or maybe not. Maybe it was all equal and brought in the knight. Isn't queen h4 usually the place to move the queen? Still doesn't do as much. Don't tell me it's rook d6. Knight or rook d6? Which one shall we put in d6? The knight or the rook? What do you guys think? Probably the knight. I mean, it would be too much to put the rook. He's not forced to take. Like, if we would put the rook in d6 and he had to take, I would say, yes, do it, because now we got this, you know, mating net or something like this. Moves the rook, and then he can't move the rook. It goes here, then we give check. We have so many ways to win. I don't even know which is best. This is one. But knight d6 looks quite nice, and then he can proceed with queen h6, knight h5 first, then queen h6. So he went directly queen h6, hoping for knight h. Oh, so one of his knights is gone now, and maybe black should have played here. Although I'm happy to win the bishop. I'm very happy for that, and now we can do some rook lift, maybe f4, rook f3. So what is a good move for black here to defend f6? I was gonna say rook g8, but we can still take it, and there's no rook g6 because there's a mate in h7 here. I don't really see many is it rook? It's not. By the way, if you're watching from the SuperNationals and you're in the Skittles room, don't forget that today, I think around 12, there are quite a lot of new things happening, or so there's a blitz with Grandmaster Elshan Moradiabadi. He's taking on newcomers from 12 to 2 p.m. Then there's a lecture from 12:15 to 1:15 with Grandmaster Awonder Liang. I think there's another book signing with Susan Polgar around noon. I saw a post that she made on Twitter, and then there's a Bughouse. Like, I'm super excited to see this all comers joining with the Bughouse Grandmasters and everything from 3 p.m. That's the most exciting thing, but that's later. So now if you want to go join Grandmaster or just challenge Grandmaster Elshan Moradiabadi to a blitz, you can ask him to play with odds or something. Maybe he'll do it. Try your best to have some fun games. I can't find like defense here for black, like much better than what we've seen. Knight queen e5. Because only if this works. This is the only thing I can think. I guess that's it. And even if we gave up the pawn, we actually have some pressure, and then the queen will be free to be moving later. So maybe this would have been like a nice thing to do. Rook d7. Love this move by Isaac. So now he's gonna take advantage of the 7th rank. He has some. Oh, what happened this game? Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, white was. Ouch. I don't believe in black's king. I don't believe in black's king. This looks so scary. Look at that. Look at everything that's happened here. It's mate. Mate is coming. It's a tough game for Elliot. For Ethan, sorry. How did this game finish that fast? Do you think black should try to bring the knight to b5 somehow? Probably not. Okay, b5 is scary. I'm very scared when I see b5. Like, I'm not even sure what is the best. What is the best way to stop b5? Do you guys have any ideas? Can't. Beautifully played by Andrew. Look at that. Rook b1. Rook b7. Take my rook. I'm not even taking your queen. I'm not even taking your queen. I'm taking your rook. Because, okay, if he takes the queen, this black has some chances to draw. But he took in a7. I mean, this is the move that you want to play. It's so beautiful. Because you're actually keeping all material on the board, like equal material on the board. But f7 is falling. Okay, he took the knight here, of course. If black's not gonna go somewhere here to protect, of course you should take that. But yeah, queen e5. Oh, he could have taken here, but then gives black some chances maybe because the queen covers g7. But okay, you take the piece, you come back, you take f7. Beautiful win. Okay, and lastly we have this board where could we do? It's the best approach here. And now how do we actually have, I mean, I don't know if this is what we want, but we can play h6 first and then we can go queen d1. I actually like this backward move much better because, you know, you can go for the a4 pawn. There's not much that black can do. And I do like h6 because you're kind of stabilizing things there. You're not letting your pawn be captured. Then you can take and then you can come back. Then you can activate your queen. Let's see. h6 was played. Okay. I like this move. So if Vivek Hiran will play that, that'll be kind of a nice idea. We often forget to think about backwards moves because, especially if we're focused on a kingside attack, it's hard to imagine, oh, I'm just gonna go back and attack on the other side. You just want to mate your opponent, but sometimes there are better things that can happen as well. Of course, there's this idea, by the way, that has to be considered at some point, but you gotta be mindful that your rook in g1 is hanging, so you cannot do it just now. Of course, at the end, your rook is hanging. But h6 g6, I mean, I'm anticipating g6. I wouldn't, if I were black, I wouldn't allow the trade to happen, but maybe they just sit and do nothing. But anyways, queen d1, putting pressure in a4, it's very likely gonna happen. Let's catch up with the middle school. So Brian won, as someone wanted earlier in the stream to look at Brian's games, but it was quite equal at the time. It was pretty, so by the time that I came back, looks like lots of things have happened. And it's opposite color bishops too. Did he manage to utilize his a pawn? His opponent's c pawn is even more advanced. How did he win this? Okay, seems fine so far. It's a bit suspicious that black would play f5 to give the pawn, but they have to because f4 is being threatened. The bishop is stuck. You should never underestimate opposite color bishop endgames. You may think they're all draws, but listen, it's just a myth. It's just a myth. It's not reality. This mate is so beautiful, like, it's so beautiful. He got him restricted, and he didn't even win with his extra material. He won with a mate. This is brilliant. Well done, Brian. Well done. Okay, this game looks kind of equal right now. Which is better, three pawns or the knight? I feel like I'd rather have the 3 pawns. It's you can create more threats, I think, but it's like I'm so glad I'm not playing this game because I'm not sure if you have to be more precise, I think, with the side with the knight because 3 pawns is quite a lot, and then there's rook a5 coming to try to get that pawn, the h pawn going forward, so. I think black probably has to go king g8, h6, king h7 maybe. Or maybe, what about h5? What do you guys think about h5? I actually love this idea instead. We don't need to move the king. We can just get the rook out in a different fashion. I've seen a few games being played like that. And okay, we see a4, rook a3 first moves quite a lot lately. Why wouldn't we try it in a position where it actually makes sense? We don't need to castle. We can bring the rook into play. This should be looking quite good for black. Yeah, I mean, quite good. I mean, yeah. No worse. Might miss some attacking chances here after g6. Definitely. Knight d6 was a bit too soon. But how to attack here with white? I think white was driven by the fact that they thought, you know, black couldn't take because this just loses material. And maybe they felt that that move was going to be so powerful, but it looks nice. The knight looks nice, but it's not really stable. And at some point you have to trade it off. So you're better off not even putting it there if you're not going to be able to hold on to it on a specific position. The knight in c4 was placed quite well. It does attack b6, which is a weakness. It protects e5. It's protected by the bishop, so you're not risking that the knight would be chased away from there. So I have the feeling that, you know, if you do want to improve this knight to bring it somewhere, maybe towards f6, though, not right now, but... Okay, so let's come up with some attacking ideas for white. You know what? What about rook d6 instead of knight? Rook d6 looks nice because we're putting pressure in b6 and wanting to bring the rook in c6. So now, you know, if you're thinking, oh, I'm just gonna take, yeah, sure, take it. That did not last very long. Your extra material did not last very long. This is a nice idea. This is a very nice idea for black. For white. Did I say for black? Sometimes. Sometimes. It's beautiful. This is a move. Why should not have? Ooh. Wow. Wow. This is a... I thought white was the one. Wasn't this the game that I said knight f3? This is the game that white was doing better. Yeah. This is the game where I suggested knight f3, bring the knight to g5. This is a bonus idea. So Ariane, if Ariane is watching or his family, just remember, it's not always about the queen. Sometimes the queen comes in last. Sometimes you need to bring the other pieces first. It really depends on the position. You need to make sure you have targets that the queen will be able to actually take. Otherwise, when you bring the queen in first, the rook gets stuck. The pieces don't attack anything particular. So you want to bring in the queen last. And yeah, I remember, but I didn't think they would lose. But black did equalize here, forcing a bunch of trades. And now, yeah, black is doing great. Extra pawn. Wow. What a move can do to a position. What, like, how a move can change things.
it's beyond us, I think, in chess. You're just so, you just one mistake and your world falls apart. It's tough. And then okay. Which one was this game? Ah, this Black was doing well here. What happened? This is actually bad because we're down a piece. So you need to find perpetual or something. Which I don't think you have. So I hear they're going to present the winner of the giveaway around 1. So I'll find out. I'll find out what's going on a bit later. Maybe this had to be played first or something. So how did white miss a draw here? Because they're down a piece, so they have to find something concrete. Was it queen a7? But that doesn't just be... It's kind of hard to come up with some move if you're not going to check. But of course that allows queen b7. And could it be just queen a7? But this just doesn't have a threat. It's... I mean, we'd love... Oh, is it rook e7? No, it cannot be because king takes. Unless it can be. Oh my god, don't tell me rook e7 is the move here because I... No, but this idea would be brilliant. So like if this had to happen and you take, that would be good. But no, I was looking at this line. I mean, am I completely out of my... Yeah, I'm just completely out. I was looking at this fancy idea, but it's still not fancy because I kept trying to find a way to win pieces here. But okay, they have queen takes d5, so it does nothing. So what is the move here for white? What is the move for white? Does anyone have any idea in the chat? Sebas, you're here. I forgot to say hi again. 95 is a move. It is a move. $95 to take with the rook. Wow, really? This is something only the engine, I think, can understand, but now I see the idea. It's not for that. It's not for queen e8, it's for rook there, so like whenever you move, I think this is, no. Maybe this first with tempo, then. So you have to be careful where you move the queen. Okay, let's put it in b7, then we do this. Okay, so we activate the rook. Okay, this is a brilliant idea. Wow. Okay, that's so hard to find. Like, during a game to find that move 95? It's just crazy. I mean, we can find it because we see that there's a move, but when you're playing and you don't know and you're just panicking that you're down a piece and you think, you know, you're down a piece, basically that's what you think, and you start checking because you think, you know, you need to find some perpetual, but then, you know, you run out of ideas and now you give the second piece and you got nothing. No mate, no nothing, they're up 2 pieces and it's just, yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, but it's because we know it's a bit easier to find the move. Ian won that game beautifully. These guys drew from earlier. This game ended in a draw as well, so that means Tariq is the only player with 5.5, I guess. Stella also drew this year. Lots of draws. Like I knew there would be more draws. Typically towards the end of the tournament, the players get tired depending on which age category they're playing. Of course, it's more difficult to stay on track of everything. There's no way for progress here then. Oh well, maybe we're kind of stuck. We're kind of stuck with the queen. Maybe we need to go back and try to trade. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking the way white is stuck with a queen in h3 to protect g2. I'm not liking it at all. Maybe rook f5. Oh, this loses. How? It's a queen e6? Queen e4? Ay. This is cute. So you think you go rook f5 to take f7 and suddenly queen e4. Now obviously you don't take the queen to get back rank mated, but you're gonna say, okay, big deal, I'm just moving my rook, no big deal. Well, yeah, big deal, I take in g2 and I take here and you just lost a pawn. Like, what does white play now? You have to be careful for back rank and stuff. Like, the bar is like g3. Okay, g3. I was thinking about it, but I thought it's still like the queen in h3 though. And this pawn, like, I'll take it. It's a freebie. I'll take it. He needs to untangle. I totally agree. White has to untangle, but Desperado moves. Desperado. I really want to play this move. Just, or maybe this move. I like this better. How are you going to protect that? No, you can't go queen g2 because I trade and I take an f2. So you got two options. One is rook f1, which seems kind of passive. I'm not sure how much you survive. And then you have some rook e2 ideas. You do. You do. I see it. I see it. And then I take. And I'm up a pawn. Just like that. Go rook f1. I go queen f3 and then queen g2 though. Maybe I still take. So yeah, what is white planning to do after rook f6? Just you solve one problem and you deal with another. This is what happens when you end up being the one more on the passive defensive side and you're kind of stuck. You solve a problem and you're dealing with another. This is GG. Was it GG that early? No, it wasn't. Sasha somehow was able to outplay his opponent. So he's the sole leader, like with 6 out of 6. Sasha was on... Let me double check. It was K5, right? Yeah, Sasha and Sophie were the only players with 5 out of 5. So Sasha now with the draw in the final round is going to be co-champion, co-winner, winner. This is amazing. This is amazing. 6 out of 6. And it was like a simple-ish position and then took advantage of Sophie's wish to make sure the pawn was covered, and now he has improved. The bishop pair is great when you open up the position, when you give the bishops the opportunity to attack, and here I think Sophie kind of didn't get the chance to really activate her bishops, and now she just dropped a piece. So nice win by Sasha. Lev won that game too. I think we saw it earlier. Was Vivan lost earlier or did they mess up earlier? A2. Oh, I don't like the rook being trapped there. This is kind of a cute, almost safe. Maybe you could have played here, but this you shouldn't lose. So how did he end up getting lost? Could white have played something like this? I mean, I would love to advance more if I can. Lev versus Sasha last round. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough matchup. Oops. Sorry. Okay, now black is winning. This rook is dead. This should not have happened. How do we exactly win? Well, now I think we can check. We need to put you in zugzwang so we can take in f4. So maybe king g4. And I think you're in zugzwang. So now if you move the king, like just put it there. Oh, this doesn't win. Because you have king f2 and those pawns are not traded. Okay, that's fine. Then I just play king g. Not yet. Oh, wait. Now I have this check. Oh, it's not winning? I know, because the rook is... Gosh, I got tired. The rook is protected. How is black winning in that position? Check. Here. Here.
Maybe here. You have to stay next to the pawn. If you come this way, then rook g1 and we win it. So you come next to the pawn, then we check. And then we go king g3 maybe. But I'm just afraid that this is gonna happen. If the pawn makes it to f6 is a problem. So how is black actually winning here? Do we try for some back rank mate? Because we could also play h3. Or do we just triangulate and put them in zugzwang or something? Let's just go, for example, here, here. Bishop e4, you're saying? Maybe bishop e4. We can let that rook run away temporarily and then we can take. Yeah. This is the winning idea. Oh, no more moves. So maybe black already won. This looks like a draw. Unless someone blunders. Well, white is winning. But white was winning for a while in that game. Draw. Okay, this was a win, yeah. Intense round, isn't it? Very intense. What's Brew doing? We're getting low on time. Like, some of these games would be super exciting to watch because they're getting really low on time. Okay, let's catch up with the current positions and see here. Okay, this... I thought Eric was winning. This game, Anjanea agreed on a draw. Yeah, you see, that knight never got a better location. Yeah, this was the problem. The knight does not belong there. It did belong f5, that pawn structure. If, you know, Anjanea played so good so far. This game was played very well, got the advantage, but the knight had to be improved to f4, in my opinion. Kent won. Nice one, Kent. But we already knew after bishop f5 that it was headed for a win for white for a while. Ooh, Nico won. How did Nico win? That was an equal position, like, so it was around here. Okay, I want to see the winning plan. King h8. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad for him. He won. I'm just like, wait, his opponent went for the pawn, so he tricked his opponent to go for that pawn in a6, which was not really helpful. And he found his way to get... You see, because this bishop was important here to keep the pressure. I told you, in e6. Once you go, gone you are. Bam. Bam. Wow. That was deep. That was very deep. So Nico now has some chance to share some top prizes. Okay, Tanya won. Oh my god. I thought you made a mistake. I thought you made a mistake around here. To let his opponent take the knight. Remember? Rook d6. Rook d6? No, knight d6 was the move to be played here. But he played queen h6. So how did he win? Oh! Wait, I didn't even see that. Are you serious? Okay, white is doing better, but oh my god, that's how he won? That's tough. I'm tired. They are tired. I mean, I can only imagine they are tired. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't realize. Bishop d8. That's how he lost. I didn't even realize that. I just saw the mate, but I didn't realize what was the move because yeah, wow. Okay, that's tough for Max. Okay, this was win for a while. This is a beautiful win. And we also have this game that Rukan games are tricky, but those ones are connected, so we have to be back to that. Which game do you want us to stay with? Okay, this was a win.
win. Let's draw. This is probably a draw. Oh, someone blundered at some point. Black is winning. All of these are done? No, this is the last one. Okay, this is over. Okay, so all of these games are done. And in the elementary, draw. Pranav might survive this. That's impressive if he survives this. Okay, win. Oh, black lost that pawn. Okay, so we need to keep this game on as well as, oh, well, I guess this is over. Black messed up somewhere. Is this? This doesn't work because takes, and... So what's the move that black... Okay, we'll be back to see. But if we give checking c2, and now we go back, that's probably the way to go. And if you go b6, we can take and draw. If you go king b2, same thing. You just have to block one check away from draw, and black missed it. Rook d1 would have saved the game. Now it's over. Because, no, that's not perpetual for sure. Yeah, the king can hide over there. And this is over. Okay, what about brew? This is an important game. Yeah, I'm staying with this one. Because they're on 1 minute, so clearly we're gonna have something here soon. So what do we think? I think last round is at 2. Let me confirm. Yeah, it's at 2 p.m. And when I come back live, I'll come at around 1:30. I'll probably just try to prepare some lunch if I have time. But I'm staying here. I really want to see. I think these are the last 2 games. That just happened in a draw. Okay. Hi, Paul. If no rating listed, is that an unrated? Do you mean here? No. Just chess.com does not put all the people's ratings. But no, he's not unrated. Joseph is not unrated, if you're wondering. Yeah. Joseph's USCF rating is 2443. And Brewington is 2586. I was told that chess.com puts the players' FIDE rating, so maybe Joseph does not have a FIDE rating, but I think he does. It's probably just like some mistake or something. It just didn't find it, or maybe they didn't type it correctly or something like that. Yeah, he's pretty high, like nationally ranked. 2443 is a pretty high, top, you know. And he's in 12th grade, so this is his last year. He's definitely trying his best. Here, Brewington is in 10th grade, but I don't know how many more of these. He probably will play more of these because his school is also, I think he's going to Columbia, right? His school team is doing well, so. What do we think about this game? What will be the ending of it? Yeah, of course, Paul. What will be the ending? Will Brew be able to... Uh-oh. Why was this a mistake?
This is not looking good for Burlington. It's very intense. I'm not like you can't go king f2. Just don't play anything but king f2. Anything but king f2. I guess he has to trade rooks. Yeah. Okay. That's a mistake. Bring the king, I guess. No, king e2, knight c1. Don't do that. b4, a4. This is tough. I mean, look at the time. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. Yeah, no. Why did you go king e2? I said don't do that. I know, Erip. I know. Is he gonna be able to save this? Back to equal. Come on, bro. I'm not sure whom I'm rooting for. Why am I rooting for someone? I'm the commentator. I shouldn't be rooting for anyone. I'm not. I'm just like, it's nerves. Check. We'll be back and analyze some of this stuff because this is just too intense. I don't even need food at this point. Like, I forgot to order my food. I'll have to survive on something. Chips. It will be my lunch. Why he played that? No. Now he has to go back in d4. Oh, that was such a big mistake. But yeah, I think he had to play king c5 or something in this position, right? What did he have to play? Like king c5? And then after takes, take that pawn. Oh no. Oh no, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. The problem is white doesn't have time to go a5, yeah. So now king e5, maybe the king enters to try to get the h-pawn. Knight endgames are very tricky. With the little time on the clock, anything can happen. And they have to play fast, so there's likely to be mistakes, but... Takes in b4. Oh, that was a good idea, because now there will be 2 pawns. This is so intense. Yeah, it's very tricky. You always have to make sure the knight doesn't give any checks or anything. But now black plays king e5 f4. King d3, knight f2. Oh. Oh my goodness, this is so tough. Well, the only thing that's gonna save him is some stalemate. That's the only thing. King H1, maybe? You can win against Magnus, okay. I mean, this was so tough. Okay, last chance is G2, takes in F1 queen. But that's gonna be mate. Tough one for Brewington. Chess, guys. Chess is tough. You win one day with a knight, you lose another with a knight. Now this is gonna be a tough one, but he has to keep his calm for the final game. But you know, we got to give it to Joseph. Joseph has kept his nerves, and he was able to outplay. I mean, you know, you got to give the Caesar what belongs to the Caesar. That's what they say, right? Sometimes we can, you know, we're expecting things, but sometimes others are doing great too. They who says who's deservingly of something or not, right? So a knight f1 here, king e5, and that was the move that so it was this that had to happen, because with the knight there it was covering everything, and now you get rid of the b pawn. So by the time he's coming to bring the king, I think white has sufficient time to bring the king back, and you can't go too far because you have to cover this as a very tough endgame. And I think everything else has finished. Actually, that was the last game that we're looking at. Oh no, there's this game still in progress now. Did I skip one? Oh my god, we have rook knight versus rook. There's one game still in progress apparently. Oh, there was a mate. It shows mate in. What was the mate? Definitely not that move. Where was the mate? Knight here? No. Good luck finding it. Here. Knight here, check. This. Oh, check. Check, and if you go here, there's knight c4 check. Oh, that's tough. Oh my god, white black missed this? He's not gonna be happy. He's not gonna be happy for missing this.